We'll take a look at the papers now. Almost 6:15 morning. One story is dominating them, and that's the prospect of pubs being able to refuse entry to anyone who hasn't had the Covid vaccine. No jab, no pint is the headline in The Sun.
Let's have a look at the Daily Telegraph. Has the same story, saying the decision to ask for certificates could be left up to pub landlords.
Daily Mail says that industry bosses have dismissed the idea, calling it absurd and unworkable.
Let's have a look at the Times newspaper. More criticism, which says Tory backbenchers have warned the move could lead to owners disproportionately turning away people from ethnic minority backgrounds whose vaccine uptake has been lower.
Do you know, talking of Covid vaccine, it's still a brilliant achievement that we've managed to create a vaccine in what, I think it was 10 months or something like that, just under a year. And it's kind of got me really interested in science. And there's this fabulous team here from the Medical Research Council Laboratory of Molecular Biology in Cambridge. And they've grown a little brain from cells.
The what?
They've grown a brain. A brain. So the reason they've grown mini brains, grown in Petri dishes, and they're looking into why our brains, what the key cell is to make our brains bigger than primates, than chimpanzees and gorillas. And they've just found that during the growing process, there's a 2-day window where cells change, and there's like a certain gene that changes. I'm not going to go into the complicated science, but mainly because, Charlie, I don't know about it. But I just found it fascinating, and they're all really happy about it.
I've got a lot of questions.
Go on then.
Well, what makes what they've grown a brain as opposed to just a lump of cells? Because
it's the cells that replicate are in the brain.
So it's taken from other animals, and then they've kind of constructed a brain from those cells?
No. They've taken stem cells. I don't know where they've taken them.
Do you want to hold on that thought for a moment? I'll show a picture.
Yeah.
Picture coming up for you. I'm not sure where those people who have already had their vaccines, have had your vaccination done, but this is a picture, can you see that, of a velodrome. This is in the National Velodrome, Saint-Quentin en Yvelines in southwest of Paris, and this is obviously the French cycling team training for their event as they go around the velodrome. And the inside bit, the area here, which is normally where all the bicycles are being looked after and all the teams are being given their mechanics are working or whatever, this is a vaccine centre. So they've been dishing out the jabs kind of in the middle of that venue. It just maybe
they've been training while the jabs.
Yes. So I mean, I know we've seen some quite interesting places that have been used for vaccine centres. We've seen sports halls. I don't think I've seen a sports hall being used so far where the sport is still carrying on.
No.
If you know what I mean.
Fabulous.
And there are, a lot of people had their vaccines done in churches, in all sorts of locations. But there you go.
Remarkable fun of velodrome. OK, fine. In these mini brains, the shape change, which is this 2-day difference, took 7 days for human cells, so they were using human cells, and 5 days for apes. And the extra days appear to explain why we have much larger brains.
There we go. 18 minutes past 6 is the time. Nina's on standby over there.
Hey, I was going to look at puzzles as well. You know, there was a guy who did, a German enthusiast spent months on a 54,000-piece puzzle, right?
Right.
Only to find the final
Don't
piece.
say there was a piece missing.
Yes.
I can't cope with that.
54,000, right? It's 190 square feet. He did get it back because you can apply to the company.
Always under the cushion in the sofa.